Hello everyone, welcome to the tutorial of detailed vector portrait. This tutorial consists of 15 small parts combined in this one video having details from basic to advanced. So you can skip to the part you want to learn. You can check timestamps in the description of the video to see which part of the video you want to watch. I request you to please turn on audio and subtitles while watching to understand what am I doing along with the tips. Before starting the video, if you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Good luck. So the first step is drag the picture you want to make in the Illustrator and lock it on layer 1. So in this part, I am using the pen tool to trace the hair without the details. In this part, I am tracing the eyebrows using pen tool, but I am giving it curves to give it a better look. Now I am making the eye. In the eye, the first thing I am making is its outer part, which includes its eyelashes. Now for the eye lens, I am using blend here to give it a better look and shade. Now to go in more details of the eye, I am giving it shadow using a darker shade. Now for the lips, I am noticing the different shades that I can see on the lips. I will start from the darker to the lighter shade. So first I am drawing the darker shade, then the lighter, and the lightest. So for the nose, the first thing I am making is its holes, and then I am tracing the curves that I can see on the nose using a stroke. And later on I am converting the properties of the stroke from uniform to rounded one so that it gives a proper look. So in this part, I am tracing out the air. What I am doing is that I am tracing out the outline and then I am filling out the darker shades that I can see. In this part, I am tracing out the skin using pen tool without going into further details. Now in this part, I am tracing the outlines of the cap without going into details. So in this part, I am just tracing out the outlines of the shirt instead of going into too much details. Now in this part I am detailing the face. For detailing the face, what I have done is I have made a color palette from darker to lighter shade. So in this way I am just noticing the face that I have, and I am seeing the colors that I can see on its face. Thus the part that I am seeing darker, I am giving it dark shade. The part I am seeing the lighter, I am giving it lighter shade. So the best trick to do is keep noticing the way I am noticing the colors, and just first notice the dark colors, give it the darker shade. Then notice the lighter one, give it the second shade. Then notice the lighter one, give it the third shade. And then notice the brightest one and give it the last shade. So in this way you can create a balance of lighting on the face. Now when it comes to the detailing of hair, there are two parts. The first one is the base of the hair and the second one is strokes. So in this part, I am just working on the base. So I am just using the pencil to trace the part of the hair that has the more light, or you can say I am selecting the part that is lighter. Now after tracing with the pencil, I am unhiding my own work and putting the pencil trace on the sides to notice how do I have to create the curves. So now I am using the pen tool to create a better curves and give a better shape to the base of the hair. So now in this part, I am drawing the strokes of the hair. It is the part that takes the most of the time because it is too much detailed. So for this, I recommend you to take the pen tool, select the stroke color and just make different curves along the hair. The part that was the lighter, I am using the light color strokes, which is brown, and the part that was left black, I will be using gray stroke for that. So after making the strokes, I am selecting all of them and changing their properties from uniform to roundness. In this way, the stroke is becoming more softer and giving a proper hair look. Now in this part I am working on the details of the shirt. For the details of the shirt, I am firstly tracing out the upper part of the upper detailing of the shirts. The part which are dark, I am tracing them out and making a darker patches so that it gives a proper shadow look. So as we did for the shirt, I am doing the same for the cap. I am just noticing the shades that I can see on the cap. There are two kind of shades, one which are darker, one which are lighter, because the lighter one has more light, darker one has less light. So on the basis of the light, I am tracing out the darker parts and giving them a dark shade, and tracing out the lighter parts to give them light shade. So it's give a good look and good details. Now as we have completed our portrait, I am giving it a good background so that it looks good. So for the background, I have made one rectangle on the back, and after the rectangle I have made a circle, a white circle behind the face to give it a better look. So now this is how I have completed the entire portrait. The first step was outlining the basic shapes, and then one by one going to each shape, seeing its darker parts and lighter parts so that I can give it the same kind of the shades using darker and lighter colors. So if this video was useful for you, please like it, comment on the video. Also consider subscribing to my channel to have more of such tutorials from my side. Thank you so much for watching. See you again very soon in another tutorial.